Our attention to the impending strike by university workers as the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities says it is extending the notice of strike to the federal government by 2 weeks. SANU is also seeking increased budgetary allocations to health and education. TVC News' Joke Adisa reports.
Is a body of senior non-academic staff of government-owned universities, and it has a number of issues it desires that its employers address. Top on the list is the renegotiation of the 2009 agreement.
The reason for the extension of 2 weeks was because government, after receiving our letter of giving the 7 days ultimatum, immediately swung into action by setting up the committee that would discuss our issues and probably solve them as required.
SANU demands that the government pays with earned salaries of members and also see to it that alleged unjust disbursement of earned allowances is looked into. And as the 1 week ultimatum issued to the government expires, the association gives another 2 week window for negotiation on its demands.
Responses from government. I think there was a communication break. In 2022, when we signed the MOU with the then Minister of Education and other ministry officials before suspending our strike, there was this clear understanding that government was going to make available the sum of 50 billion naira for disbursement to our members of JAG and other unions in the universities to pay the earned allowances.
SANU also urged the federal government to enhance security, strengthen primary healthcare system, and improve conditions of service for professionals to end brain drain. It demands a role for traditional rulers in the constitution to complement efforts against insecurity.
Granting them a defined role in policy formulation and community security management will strengthen intelligence gathering, improve early warning systems, and foster community trust in law enforcement. Integrating traditional rulers into national and state security councils is not a ceremonial gesture. It is an urgent and practical step towards restoring public confidence and achieving lasting peace across the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The association also demands accountability, insisting the government must ensure transparency in the disbursements of any fund. TVC.
Joining us live in the studio is our correspondent, Joke Adisa. Joke, talk to us. Nigeria has been moving from one strike to another. Pengasin, ASU threats, and now SANU. What does SANU really want?
Well, Uloma, I can tell you that this issue has been on for a long time, for some time now. All these university-based unions, of course, have written to the government demanding one thing or another. But as far as SANU and NASWA are concerned, they're talking about the renegotiation of the 2009 agreement. I recall that in 2009, there was a protest, there were protests, there were strikes and all that. And the government, of course, sat on the table and all parties agreed, actually agreed to, an MOU, as it were. So, but what we have seen is that over the years, the unions are accusing the government of not, of course, sticking to what they agreed to. But basically, one thing that has come out of this latest efforts by the SANU is cheering, really, to note that the government has indeed set up a committee to look into their demands. They talk of end allowances, they talk of they also talk about state of the nation, ensuring that traditional rulers, of course, do have a role to tackle insecurity.
Okay, there's a 2 week extension. So if the government doesn't meet the demands of SANU, what is expected to happen?
Yes, the 2 week extension, like the SANU president did say, is to allow for negotiation. The good thing, like he said, is that the government this time has opened negotiations. So they are hopeful that within these 2 weeks they will be agreed. And basically they are asking for withheld salaries, 2 months salaries. They were withheld sometime in 2022 when they went on strike. So they are optimistic this time. He has said that government, of course, has shown that commitment. All they hope and long for is that this time, as the government has shown this commitment, the commitment will materialize, and they will collect their withheld salaries, and also let this committee that is to renegotiate the 2009 agreement also come to work, so that at the end of it all, it will be a win-win for all parties.
Joke, strike upon strike, what can be done to, avoid this strike? It seems as if strike is the only solution for government to listen to the needs of this union. So what can be done?
Well, in this part of the country, in this part of the world, I think it is unfortunate that the only language that the authorities will understand is strike. But of course, in other climes, of course, there are other measures that workers can take. Because don't forget that unionism is about workers' welfareism. And so it's good, but what we have seen, particularly from this government, is the fact that it is a listening government. It, of course, once these are done, they are able to also go to the table and ensure that strikes are avoided. At least you recall that even since this administration, we've not seen any of these unions go on strike. It means that government, of course, did have the magic that is using, and so we can only hope. And of course, once these threats are issued, government goes to action, and they are able to resolve whatever. So we are hoping that this time, and the same speedy way that even Pengassan strike was resolved, we are hoping that, of course, no union will have any cause to be on the streets or abandon their work posts.
For SANU, what is role specifically in university education? Would their strike have any impact at all? Definitely
it will have. SANU and NASU, they are the non-academic workers in the university. They are the administrative officers, they have professionals, they have engineers, they have all manner of professions amongst them. Unlike the SANU president, let's say, they are also looking for a role in nation building, that they are not just an advocacy group. They want the government to also tap into their professionalism to also enhance the spirit of building the nation, to see that, yes, we are all together. We are not basically about protest or strikers. We can also contribute to the nation. So that's what is said. And so they are very, very important, just like ASU and every other union on campus. So if lecturers are in class and you don't have the cleaners clean the lecture halls, of course, they will not be able to sit. You have administrative jobs to do. And so they are also very, very essential. And of course, we can only hope that government this time, of course, would ensure that no union goes on strike.
Thank you very much, Joke. I'm sure you will continue to monitor the story